ourselves, just a bit of a roll call. So Simon Bond is my name. I have been helping the guys out at iRexchange for about 18 months now. I am a consultant at Cevo. Business analysis is my usual title, but that's usually a bit of product management, a bit of product ownership, a bit of project management, all that sort of stuff. And this is Nish Mahanty, who will just introduce himself.
So I'm head of development at iRexchange. I've been there just under 2 years, and prior to that I was head of development at the AFL, and before that consulting at RMIT and long stints at MYOB and SIG.
I'm Greg Frye, CTO at iRexchange. I've been there 2.5 years. We do have a joke that we move pretty fast, so it's sort of just like dog years. It's just sort of 7 for 1, so it's sort of like 15 years, which you get on 7.
Greg, to tell us a little bit about iRexchange and the market opportunity that you saw when you first sort of thought, I'm going to dive into this startup.
So just a bit of history about our business. So our business started a number of years ago. It started with some of the, before I started, some early founders looked at some problems that were in a particular industry sector. These guys came from the logistics sector, and they saw a number of businesses that you will probably interact with every day. Your local supermarket, whether it be your local news agent, your local chemist, about how product gets into there. They saw a couple of things that we see now as being is actually a huge challenge. Is that if you're running an independent supermarket, an IGA or a Foodworks or a Foodland, the route for product to get into for your customers is incredibly complex and quite expensive. And so we fundamentally came to the problem of how do I help small businesses access via technology some of the scale economies that bigger businesses have. When you go down, if you take that big behemoth like Coles and Woolies and go down to the independent stores, the people that service your local community, your local IGA, there's about 2,500 around the country, and they turn over about $20 billion amongst about a $100 billion sector. But for them, they have to go, they're busy running the store. How do they access product at a competitive price is a huge challenge, and the market's incredibly dysfunctional. So fundamentally, that was sort of our reason for being, is how do we help those independent businesses buy as if they're bigger, but have, and be able to access those products and ranges that means they can compete.
To actually disrupt this market.
So what we're doing, our model is very different, and I'll sort of contrast what way we are approaching that problem and what a traditional route to market for products for those stores. So typically, whether it be independent retailers or pharmacy or almost independent liquor stores, most of those sectors operate similarly. Manufacturers manufacture product, wholesalers buy it in huge volumes but fairly narrow range. They buy it at X and then they try and sell it for X plus to a retailer. The retailer buys it at X plus and then tries to go X plus what? There must be more to sell to the customer ends up buying it. That sort of wholesaling's been around since the first coin was invented. The problem with that model is that the end consumer and then the retailer has been challenged with, if you like, misaligned objectives. If you're a wholesaler, what do you want to do? You want to buy cheap and sell high, because that's your fundamental make your money. And you want to actually manage less rather than more. If you're a retailer, you want to buy cheap and have a broad range to meet your customers. So the sort of fundamental models have been misaligned, but that's all there's been in the market traditionally. That's the way wholesaling works. We completely flipped that on its head. So rather than we're building a B2B marketplace. So rather than buying and then selling, we sell and buy. So we, in effect, act as a marketplace to accumulate demand from all the retailers. So retailers say, I want 50 products. I want 3 cartons of Coke, 2 cartons of this, 1 carton of tomatoes, and we run through all our stores. And we aggregate all that demand, if you like, and then clear it in terms of placing an order back with suppliers. And so we don't hold any stock. We don't buy in advance and hold it and try and mark it up. We do the reverse. And then the supplier ships product into us. And then we do the reverse. We de-aggregate all those supplier products and put it on it. We also make no money on the product. Zero. So we buy it for $1 and we sell it for $1. The supplier wants to sell it for $1.50. We sell it for $1.50. That's a key part of our model. And because we charge a separate service fee, it's quite transparent. So rather than it all being vague, I'm buying this carton of Coke from a supplier who bought it from someone else and I've no idea what it costs, is we're saying to suppliers, manufacturers of product, and the people who are going to buy it ultimately, being the stores in our case, you guys can sort of trade directly. We'll facilitate that trade and we'll charge a separate service fee for the privilege of